In a recent meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin, the Minister of Labor raised concerns that go beyond economics or policy. He addressed what many officials now view as an existential issue for the country, a growing labor shortage driven by long-term demographic decline. Based on projections from labor authorities, Russia may be short nearly 11 million workers by 2030. This estimate includes both the retirement of over 10 million individuals and the creation of more than 800,000 new job vacancies. Compounding the issue is the country's relatively slow productivity growth. Without significant gains in efficiency, the labor shortfall could grow even more severe, undermining national development goals. President Putin has acknowledged the stakes. On various occasions, he has publicly stated that population decline poses one of the gravest challenges to Russia's future as a sovereign state. During a 2023 visit to a defense manufacturing plant, he remarked that population sustainability is essential to preserving national identity and resilience. He emphasized that, on average, each Russian family must have at least 2 children to ensure generational replacement and avoid long-term population shrinkage. Yet Russia is far from that benchmark. The current fertility rate stands at approximately 1.4 children per woman, well below the 2.1 level considered necessary for stable population replacement. In 2023, only 1.22 million babies were born across the country, the lowest number recorded since 1999. In contrast, about 1.82 million people died, meaning that mortality outpaced births by a wide margin. Even before recent geopolitical disruptions, Russia's demographic challenges were mounting. In 2006, the government launched a national population initiative to encourage larger families. This included financial incentives for families with 2 or more children and, later, extended benefits to those with just 1 child. Despite these efforts, however, economic uncertainty, shifting social norms, and an aging population have all continued to exert downward pressure on birth rates. As of the latest data, Russia's total population stands at approximately 146 million. However, the share of working-age individuals has fallen below 60%, signaling a troubling demographic imbalance. Another pressing concern is the gender disparity in life expectancy. While women in Russia live well into their 70s on average, the life expectancy for men, though improved from 58 years in the 1990s, remains around 68, below the global average. Adding to these structural challenges is the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. The war has not only led to battlefield casualties but has also caused significant population displacement and outflows of skilled labor. In the months following the conflict's escalation, hundreds of thousands of Russians left the country, many of them professionals in technology, education, and healthcare. These losses have made it more difficult to sustain a competitive workforce and further strain the demographic outlook. In response to the growing labor gap, the Russian government has explored several strategies. One proposal involves reducing the duration of higher education, with the aim of integrating young people into the workforce earlier and potentially encouraging them to start families at a younger age. At the regional level, certain provinces have begun seeking foreign labor to supplement their shrinking domestic workforce. For example, the Ural region has initiated plans to attract skilled workers from India, even proposing the establishment of a local consulate to simplify immigration procedures. More broadly, Russia has historically sourced migrant labor from Central Asia and the South Caucasus. However, rising nationalist sentiment and tighter immigration controls in recent years have made it more difficult for foreign workers to settle in Russia. Language requirements and bureaucratic hurdles have created new barriers, even as economic needs grow more urgent. Despite these challenges, Russia is continuing to expand its family support policies. Starting January 1st of next year, the government plans to offer income tax refunds to families with multiple children. The refund rate will increase in proportion to the amount of tax paid, offering higher incentives to larger families. Whether such policies can overcome the deeper social and economic forces contributing to low fertility remains to be seen. The demographic outlook has broad implications. A shrinking workforce can limit economic growth, strain social welfare systems, and reduce the country's capacity for innovation and defense. But beyond these measurable impacts, the issue touches on national identity and continuity. Russia's vast territory and historical legacy require a stable and active population to maintain both governance and cultural cohesion. Ultimately, the question facing Russia is not just how to fill job vacancies, but whether it can forge a long-term path that secures its population base, sustains its economy, and ensures its role as a key global player. The demographic cliff is approaching, and how the nation responds could shape its future for generations to come.